Hello, good afternoon, everyone. Happy Quad Witching Day. You guys might be wondering, what on earth are you guys talking about? What are you talking about, Jane? Quad Witching Day? Today is Quad Witching Day. It does happen 4 times a year. That is going to be the day at which the quarterly options are going to expire. So it can be quite a whippy day. We can have big ranges, or sometimes it can be very narrow and boring, but many times it's going to be kind of a choppy day and not always the best day to trade. Now, I did just finish up a one-on-one training session with someone about the dark pools. He's loving it. So if you guys do not know about the dark pools, come and check us out at the training pit at thedarkpools.com. Also, disclaimer, I did have my Series 7 back 20 years ago when I did work at Solomon Smith Barney. However, it is no longer current, so please do your due diligence in trading. Everything that you see here is my own personal opinion and for educational purposes. There are varying degrees of risk in all sorts of trading instruments, so please do trade with proper risk management and know that no past performance is indicative of future performance. All right, as always, let's go ahead and get into the SPY analysis. Hello, good afternoon, Asif. So here I do have the SPY up. You guys can see I had my bullish above level set here at 313.80 today and bearish below at 311.50. Well, we went ahead and we've hit this trend line that I drew back on my daily chart, and we've pulled back. We had higher volume there. Let's go ahead and adjust it here for you guys. I know those orange lines, there's a lot of them. When we zoom it in, I do have this trend line right here. We have tested this a couple of times this week, and we are now above it. Let me go ahead and change the settings on it. So let's go ahead and make it white, and I'm going to make it thinner. All right, so we tested this on Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday, right? We've come down, almost hit our 21 EMA. We do have the dividend as well that came out for the SPY today. Originally opened up high, but we hit this trend line. Like I said, this is a trend line that developed from the high here to high here. Actually, I think I actually drew it on a 45-minute chart. Let's go back here. Yep, drew it on a 45-minute chart for these 2 days, right? Here and here. And again, we tested it today. Now, for me, on the 45-minute chart, I'm looking to see when this is potentially breached. That can be a trend changer for me. We haven't gotten there yet. We keep pulling back and bouncing. Right now, we are just in this channel, right? It's a channel area of price action. When we break above this 314 right here area, we could be going up, test 315, test this trend line 316 area, potentially on up, and so on, 317.50 up to that 320 area. We go ahead and we break below that 307 area right here, 307.75, looking more for a pullback to test this trend line right here down at 304.65. And then potentially on down, there is another trend line down here, 295, which when we pull it back on our daily chart is also the top of this consolidation box. We are above this consolidation box for now. 3 weeks of consolidation. We had a nice upward run, pulled back to our 20 SMA right here, testing this trend line for the 3rd time this week. And again, we are quad witching, so it can be crazy witchy day where the price action goes a little wild. Do have the airlines up here. We have seen some crazy price action in the airlines as well. Let's go and check out the Qs. So even though the SPY is down $2 almost, Qs are strong. They are pulling up. We have had, it does look like a little bit of a handle right here, right? We have this nice little cup and a little breakout and a handle. We have not broken above it yet. We would like to see that breakout above 247.71 right here. Go ahead and set an alert for that. You also have to look down, right? Don't just look at the candlesticks. When we're looking at it, you want to see the candlesticks are driven by the volume, right? That's going to go ahead and tell you who is in control, but we want to see where that massive volume came in. So we did have massive volume on the 2 days that we hit close to the 20 SMA right here. These 2 days, June 11th and 12th, massive volume. Where are we on the chart from there? We're above both of those candlesticks. My opinion, feeling bullish on this market. Right now, feeling like, I know I'm in competition right now with Powell. I should have him up in the background, a little video with subtitles. Powell's speaking again, right? The Fed is talking about the fact that they are going to be buying $250 billion. They're going to do everything possible to go ahead and try to stimulate the economy. Buying these securities is going to put money back into the hands of the public. We talked about this on Monday as well. Tuesday, we saw big prints, 93 million on GOVT for government bond prints. Seeing that, it's all looking to stimulate the economy, right? So they're actually propping the market up. Yes, it is being manipulated right now. Everyone's saying, why on earth the unemployment could go up to 20%? Why on earth? Hello, bad scientists. Why on earth is this going up? Well, the market is being propped up by the Fed at the moment. They're going ahead and they are buying, which is leading other people to buy as well. Those shorts that are being stubborn are getting squeezed, right? I mentioned it. I started mentioning it to you guys back here when we had the first 30 days of recovery from the bottom, and I started to see those short volumes. They were getting bigger. They were staying big. And as a result, we've just been squeezing on up. Now, are we going to hit new highs before we start to see a pullback? There's a very good chance of that. We could go ahead, we could break these trends, right? We've got to break these trend lines with volume. What happened the last time we had a dividend? Where do we go? Man, we sure had a nice rip up from there. We could have a massive melt up coming in the market. I did just do a presentation yesterday for Investor Expos. I was talking about VXX, right? If you guys know, if you are new to following me, I do follow the dark pool prints with the Stock Whisperer Trading Company. You guys are welcome to come and learn how to trade around them. Some eye-opening prints that we saw on VXX at 3803, right up here. And it happened on the 15th. Well, have we broken it? Not yet. Many times we will go ahead and hold below if they're going to go ahead and take it up higher. We saw that happen back here, right? We have one print right here that we're testing right now, way back from May 11th. They bounced it up and then subsequently took it right back down. Well, they bounced it up and now we had a print on 3803 on the 15th, and now we're coming back down, right? We're testing this former level right here. You can see we do have a downward trend. Of course, this is being propped up. The VXX fear indicator is being propped up by COVID-19 right now. Yes, there's a potential second wave. However, the Fed is trying to do everything with their monetary policy to go ahead and prop up the economy as of right now. They're talking about buying those bonds, holding them to term, and going ahead and putting money back into the economy to stimulate it. Right now, we are seeing more people go back to work, but they're still hurt in their pockets, right? So they're trying to give them that. Pelosi wants to go ahead and give them additional money in their pocket to go ahead and spend it right away. Will that happen? We will see. I'm not so much news-driven as print-driven, right? We are below a lot of prints, above prints on the SPY. Really big one that we had last week. I told you guys to watch Facebook this week. Did you listen? If you did, you likely had some nice profits, right? So Facebook, let me go ahead and remove my Fibonacci's here. I think we might see 245, right? I think we could see 245 coming very quickly and then potentially on up to 250. Again, you see this green line and red line? Well, we had two prints last week and we've had a nice move so far, right? We've also tested this level how many times? Once, twice, three times. Did we break above it today? No, we had some volume come in, but the day is not done yet. We could, if we close above this, go ahead, see 245, 250, 255, 260 in the next week. That's my personal opinion. Again, I do have my watch list right up here on the right. You guys can see it. I'm hiding part of it. And you can see that we've got some great movers on here. If you guys are interested, I do walk through my watch list every single morning on Tocker on my channel right there. I go ahead and build the list live. So you can see for AstraZeneca, put on a 15-minute chart here. Pretty much little trade above this level. I said, hey, if it breaks it, look at how it was range bound all day yesterday. It was range bound between 52.30, 52.40 area and 52.80. Well, we barely broke above it. Now, if we go ahead and we hold above this, this might be a nice swing trade. We might start to see a reversal happen on that daily chart. Usually, I like to have them both side by side, but for now, with the streaming, I've got to only have one at a time because it will go ahead and eat up the bandwidth. So we've got the 50 simple moving average right here. We've had this range bound trading. Every time we came down, took it back up, brought it down, right back up 2 days later, up above. Right here, we have a nice gap to fill, right? From 52.78 on up to 53.60. So it might be a potential if we end up at the high of the day. Day is not done yet, right? We're still in the middle of the day. So a lot of good things to check for potential swing trades. Nice potential gap there. ADS had this as a potential short for the day. Yep, nice performance, right? Tested it once, came back, second time, boom, right on down. Nice $1.30 to the downside there. Now, I had as a potential short. Well, gapped up and gap and crap, right? High gap up, low volume. What'd they do? Brought it right back down. Now, are they going to go ahead and fill the gap? No, but they went ahead and they took it to the high of pre-market 2 days ago, right over here. Or actually, that's actually on Wednesday. So they took it to the high and bounced it right there. Back up and coming back down, a second potential test. Maybe it'll come back down here to the 50 simple moving average. Do you guys have, hello, there's still C. Ah, thank you, Scott. One term is equal to 1 year. I'm sorry, Ace, if I don't know what you mean by one term is equal to 1 year. And hello, bat scientists. So, Asif, did you want what mistake that Robinhood trader did? Robinhood CEO explained about 2 types of option strikes, which is a little confusing. You know what? I did not look, unfortunately, as to what happened to that option trader. Bottom line is if you don't necessarily understand them, you shouldn't be trading them. With that 20-year-old, I'm very sad to hear what he chose to do as his resolution for the problem. He might have been able to go ahead and file bankruptcy to eliminate that debt. I'm not sure, but he took a very drastic measure to a temporary problem, probably. So this week, let's look at the majors. You guys know I follow Facebook. We already talked about Facebook. Nice move right off of our prints. We came and we tested them yesterday again and moved to the upside. Now, if we look at Microsoft as well has had a nice pullback today, but you guys can see that doesn't mean that we're necessarily going short, right? We had a high up here, nice trend line, broke it with higher volume, and we've just been surging up following these moving averages. They came down and they test the faster moving average, the 4 EMA right here, and now we are in that upward swing. Could they go ahead and take it up and surge it up to 205? Let's see what a projected target might be for Microsoft today. So we've tested, again, it can be a crazy day today. You know, we are at a high, we hit a high of roughly 199.29. We could easily see 200 and potentially 220 if we do go ahead and take it higher. Again, everything is subjective. It's going to be where we end up at the low of the day, or excuse me, end of the day, not the low of the day, but the end of the day. So keep that all in mind while you guys are trading. You know, these algorithms in the middle of the day can do what they want with the price action. Where did we have the biggest volume? At open, and then we came down and hit the 200 simple moving average right here. Are we going to break it down again? Are we going to break down on the majors and then have a pullback on the indexes? Sure, it's definitely possible. We are a little bit extended, pulling back to the moving averages. Like you saw, it bounced off of that 4 EMA. Maybe they're going to load up. We had more volume when it came down and hit it. Are they going to stop it there as well and bounce again? Are they going to buy right here off of this moving average? Let's see. Let's see if they're going to go ahead and take it there. The algorithms, many people say, Jane, your charts are so busy. Well, I have these moving averages because the algorithms are set up buy and sell there. So I use them as potential targets. That's why they're on the charts. Once your eye gets used to reading it, it makes it easier. It's like being a pilot and trusting your instruments, right? These are my instruments. And I'm going to just see black and white, that price action versus those moving averages. Do you guys have any questions about any stocks that you'd like me to look at today? We have had some crazy price action on the day, pulled back, down on the day in relation. Now you can see, let's look at the SPY holdings. I love looking to see what all of the holdings are doing on the index. So I can say, look, Amazon is still up on the day. We've got Microsoft pulling back, Apple pulling back, Amazon's up, Facebook's up, Google. Looks like the top, right on down to HD right here, is the top 30% of the SPY. So right now, that overall average is down, let's see, 0.8, maybe roughly 0.8%, and the SPY is down 0.96%. When it's sort of whack, then we might see a surge up in the SPY to catch up to where the holdings are averaging. UON was confusing. UONE. Urban One. What do you think was confusing about it, Asif? The volatility on the stock? I believe UONE, a low float. Let's just go right here, UONE. It does have 920,000 shares in the float, which means that when there's high demand and high amount of selling, that's really going to drive the price action. When we look at the total number of shares traded today, it has had roughly 19 million. So it has traded hands roughly, the entire float has traded hands probably roughly 20 times today. That is much higher than normal. And for now, all of these candlesticks selling, 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 selling. You can see that they started to sell it down. Now there's a bit of buying and buying. So for now, potential support of this area right here and potential resistance for a later breakout right here. Until then, I would just watch it, in my opinion, because it's in an indecision area. The sellers took it down from this point and the buyers took it up from this point. So for now, and look at where it coincidentally happened to stop and find that support back here at 42. When you look back on 3 days, would I be buying it at $52 when it used to be $2 4 days ago? No, it's very overextended. You can see, hey, look, it came back down here to the 200 simple moving average. There's a chance it could go back down to 22.05 today. I'm going to put this on my list to check at the end of the day. Bad scientists, not too much. I do usually stick to the blue chips. One that I have watched as potential holding, you guys heard me talk about it before, XOG. It has developed, this is in the oil and gas sector, beaten down. What I like about this is that it has this support area right here, right? Has support down around 21 cents. Doesn't mean it's going to stop there, but potential to buy it. Look, if you'd bought 1,000 shares down here and then you sold it up at 141, guess what? You just made 7 times your money, right? So sometimes this sector is being beaten down. Everybody's starting to go back to work. Everybody's starting to use these tools again, oil and gas. So the jump could potentially happen. When I looked at this on a weekly chart, look at the volume in the past 2 weeks, right? This is the most it has ever seen. I do pay attention to volume, right? Of course, the high of last week was up at 170 and the low was 0.32, pretty much where we were, right? 32.50. So that's a wild range, but paying attention to this volume in the past 2 weeks is crucial. It's definitely looking oversold. Now it's in a riskier sector right now. Does it mean that it's always going to be this low on average for, let's go look at equity. Have I showed this to you guys before? Equity clock. Whoops. There we go. We're going to look at natural gas because even though it says gas, oil and gas sector, this one is more natural gas. So right now for the gas sector, whoa, it's big so we can see the chart better. I think it's going to be on our next page. I think natural gas is the next page. So natural gas right now, what has happened over the past 20 years? What does June do? It drops down to a low the end of July. So is it the best time to necessarily get in? No. Then we're going to have a little sideways and then it could run up very nicely. Well, XOG potential, right? Not necessarily going to run up tomorrow, but putting it on watch. We have that support that's set up right there. It is a lower block. And so the potential to move, this is what piqued my interest, is this 2 weeks of crazy volume, right? Something is going to happen. Which way? I don't know yet. So putting a watch, hey, are we going to go below $21? Are we going to break back above right here at $1? Potentially. Right now we're below all the moving averages when we zoom back in, right? Hit the 21 EMA and it pulled back. We can even move this up just a little bit more. $26, or 26 cents right there. So sometimes, yeah, if something has crazy volume like this, I will look at it. It had volume ramping up. I got in on 33 cents here, rode it all the way up, took profit on the way, came back down, potential to move up again with this crazy volume. Not saying it's going to happen tomorrow. All right. So let's see, right now we are down at 308. Again, let's check out our weekly chart. We are below the 50 simple moving average and the 8 EMA here now on the daily. But like I said, it's going to be a matter of where we close on the day. It's going to be a big difference. Right now, it's the middle of the day. The algorithms can go ahead and whip it around wherever they want to, pull it back up to that 15-minute chart. And we're coming back down to test right here, where all that volume came in before. And we're hitting 308 potentially again. 307.95 first test. Is this going to be the dreaded H, or is it going to be a double bottom and they're going to go ahead and buy in and rip it higher? Don't know. I don't know what Powell is saying because I don't have it up. Not that Powell is going to drive it. It's going to be more the dark pools, in my opinion. We are below this range that we've had over the last couple of days. So maybe all of these prints were to take it down. Maybe this is a fake out right now. Maybe this is just to go ahead and deal with expirations for quad witching. Like we are. And all right. Thank you guys for watching. As always, if you have any questions, feel free to go ahead and email me at jane@cjanetrade.com. If you want to learn more about the dark pools, you want to rock amazing trades like the Facebook trade, where we saw this happen and we were prepared. We were prepared from 230 to rocket on up to 240. Nice $10 move on a big stock, right? So come on over and join us at thedarkpools.com and check out my Ticker Talker, and have a great week and a great weekend. Bye, guys. Thank you.
The risk of loss in trading commodity interests can be substantial. You should therefore carefully consider whether such trading is suitable for you in light of your financial condition, and considering whether to trade or to authorize someone else to trade for you. Past performance is not necessarily indicative of future results.